Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly. I'm looking a little short up here. Let me sit up straight. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for Monday, March 11th, 2019. Okay, so I've entitled this perspective, No More Sweeping. No more sweeping. And I'm talking about sweeping issues, sweeping things under the rug, sweeping things away from and acting as if and ignoring and overlooking and justifying issues. I am really speaking to good morning. Good morning for all who are joining me. Good evening, good afternoon from wherever you are around the world. So I am talking specifically to those of us who have the privilege to lead, the privilege and the platform of influence and leadership. Do you recognize that we as leaders, there is an expectation? There is the expectation, even if it's unspoken, there is the expectation that we will solve, we will handle, we will address, we will confront problems. We will solve problems. That's the whole point of one of the points of being a leader. You are a problem solver. Not that you are the smartest in the room, not that we are the most creative, the most brilliant, the most compassionate in the room, but you have the position and you are you are in the lead. There is an expectation that every messy, every sensitive, every uncomfortable, every difficult issue that you are facing, that is surrounding you, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's a long standing, it was there long before you got there, it's still the expectation that you will go in and handle it. And so I've already said we don't have to be the smartest, the most brilliant, the most capable in the room, but we're wearing the mantle. Hey, Bridget and Andre, we're wearing the mantle. So we don't have the privilege. You dropped the privilege to say, I sure hope they work that out because that is a mess. No. You dropped that. Hey, Toya, we lost the privilege to excuse, to justify, to overlook, to minimize. We lost that privilege. That's easy to say, wow, that is a hot mess over there. I sure hope they get it together. Nope, because now this is the we. This is the they. I hope they get it together. And so all I am encouraging you is and listen, do not take yourself out of the equation. Well, I don't lead anybody. I'm not a manager. I'm not a supervisor. I'm not the team lead. I don't do anything. I just go in there and work. Because there are areas of your life where you are in the lead position. You in a marriage? Okay. And with two people in there, you take half of that responsibility. You're a parent, you absolutely taking a lead. Even with adult children, they still seek. I remember exquisitely, I still to this day seek advice from my parents. Okay, so don't be so quick to exclude yourself from the position and title of leadership. There is the expectation that we will handle it. It is the hardest issue that you come to. It is the most sensitive. It is long standing. It is difficult. Oh my goodness, it is uncomfortable. But if you're going to become all that you were designed to be, if you're going to step into and live into that role of the leader, put your big girl panties and big boy panties on right now. There's an expectation. The people are looking to you to handle it and not sweep it anymore. You know how big that hump in that carpet becomes when you continue to sweep stuff under it? People are going to trip over it. And that's just it. When we're dealing with issues And even if they're sensitive, even if they're very uncomfortable, even if they're extremely difficult, the longer we ignore things, I promise you, it doesn't go away just because time is elapsing. The calendar continues to roll. Your clock continues to move. It's not going anywhere. It's getting uglier. It's getting bigger. It's getting more infested. It's stinking more. Okay. And folk who don't like foolishness will leave you if you can't handle it. If you refuse to bring in some people to help you work it through. So it's not rocket science. It does take courage. It does take strategic thought on how you're going to address the issue. And then this is one of the things that I always tell myself. I am not one who runs from an issue, because probably because that's the way I'm built, and because of this one thing in particular. I always force myself. I mandate an action on me because I think, Hollie Kelly, Dr. Hollie Kelly, if you continue to ignore this, if you overlook it, if you sweep it under the rug, what are the repercussions? And I write them out. What if you do not do anything? What if you don't say anything? What if you don't address it? What are the repercussions? And I'm asking you the same question. What are the repercussions? Now, if your answer is nothing, I don't have any repercussions, then that's not your lane. If you can look at an issue and say, that's not, if I don't do anything, no harm, no foul, it's not on me, then that's not your lane. So I'm not talking to you about that issue. I'm not talking to you about that problem. I'm not talking to you about that pain, that stench, that cancer, that culture that you are either creating or allowing. If your answer is, I have no repercussions, there are none, if I continue to do nothing, then you're not the man or the woman for the job. That's not your lane. You probably might be wise to stay out of it. But for every lane that you continue to sweep under the rug, if that's your lane, and yet you choose to ignore it and overlook it and bypass it, think to yourself, what are the repercussions? And if every time it comes back, oh, but I just don't want to, okay, you have to if you are the lead, there is an expectation and there is a responsibility, a weight of responsibility that rests on our shoulders. You need to address it. And so I'm hopeful that what repercussion, be honest with yourself. Don't minimize the repercussions because it's going to mandate an action from you. Start now. Get a plan in place. Be strategic about the plan. Be overarching in your plan. Consider all. But if you do nothing, the cancer will grow. The stench will become more unbearable. And just like a physical carpet that's got a whole lot of stuff swept under it, people are going to injure themselves. People are going to be hurt. People are going to destroy and jack their lives up. This is how seriously leadership is. When it's done well or when it's done poorly, everything rises and falls on leadership. Everything. You're never the sole recipient of your actions. There are always second, third, fourth order effects. And if you are in the position, you need to get busy. Roll your sleeves up and get to doing what you need to do. I love to talk through issues with people. So you can run something by me if you choose. Last thing before I get out of here. I am going on another hiatus, but this one will be complete. I won't be doing any social media. I need some time and some loving on this one, and it's going to be like 10 days. So this is my last week for a couple of weeks where I'll be live, but I'm not finished, but I have already started recording all the sessions for every day that I'm not going to be with you live. The thing is, I'm gonna need you to go on over there to YouTube and subscribe to Dr. Hollie Kelly's YouTube channel, because I hear you, Toya. You know what I'm talking about. So, but you don't have to miss the perspectives. This is number what, 500 and I think 77 or somewhere like that. But I need you to go to the YouTube channel and tell all your friends and your girlfriends and everybody else to go to YouTube, because that's where I am dropping them. They are pre-recorded and they will post on time Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Pacific. So after Friday, I'm out for a couple of weeks and then I'll join you again. I'll remind you of this. But until then, go handle your issues. Please stop sweeping them up. I understand some of that stuff is rough and difficult and painful, and it's going to be ugly to unearth it. But I promise you, the end result, when you handle your business, think about the repercussions if you do nothing. Until then, take real good care of yourselves.